The 12 tribes of Israel hold a profound place in the spiritual and cultural roots of Judaism and Christianity, symbolizing unity, faith, and God's covenant with his people. Originating from the sons of Jacob, who was renamed Israel, each tribe inherited unique traits, symbols, and responsibilities that reflected their destinies within the Promised Land. This legacy of the tribes is more than ancient history. It's a tapestry of human resilience, divine purpose, and spiritual truths that continue to inspire believers today. From the towering gates of the New Jerusalem to the apostles of the New Testament, the legacy of the 12 tribes lives on, bridging the Old and New Testaments in a powerful narrative of redemption and belonging. Let's explore the rich history, symbolism, and enduring significance of these tribes, uncovering lessons that still speak to the hearts of believers across the world. Origins of the 12 tribes. The origins of the 12 tribes of Israel trace back to Abraham, who is considered one of the most pivotal figures in the Old Testament. God made a covenant with Abraham, promising him a great nation and descendants as numerous as the stars. Abraham had 2 sons, Ishmael, born to Hagar, and Isaac, born to Sarah. Although both sons were important, it was Isaac who became the son of the promise, continuing the divine covenant that would shape the future of Israel. This covenant laid the foundation for the 12 tribes that would come to represent the people of Israel. Isaac, who inherited Abraham's legacy, fathered 2 sons, Esau and Jacob. Although Esau was the firstborn, Jacob managed to obtain both the birthright and his father's blessing through a complex series of events that emphasized divine intervention and human cunning. Jacob's path was not without struggle, as his relationship with Esau became strained due to these incidents. Nevertheless, Jacob's journey reflects a spiritual transformation and commitment to God, marking him as the rightful heir to God's promise to Abraham. His life would lead to the birth of Israel's 12 tribes. The story of Jacob's transformation is deeply symbolic, especially as his name is changed to Israel, meaning he who struggles with God. This moment, in which Jacob wrestles with an angel, represents not only his personal struggle, but also the strength and perseverance that would characterize the nation of Israel. With his new identity as Israel, Jacob became the father of 12 sons, each of whom would become the patriarch of a tribe. This symbolic transformation reflects the broader story of Israel as a people chosen to carry out God's purpose despite hardships. Jacob's 12 sons were born from 4 women, his wives, Rachel and Leah, and their maidservants, Bilhah and Zilpah. This unique family structure introduced a dynamic of rivalry and reconciliation, as each son held a unique place in their father's heart. Rachel, Jacob's beloved wife, bore him Joseph and Benjamin, while Leah bore him 6 sons, including Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. Bilhah and Zilpah also contributed to the family line, illustrating how diverse backgrounds and complex relationships came together to form a united people under God's covenant. The sons of Jacob each became the founders of the 12 tribes, with distinct characteristics and symbolic roles in Israelite tradition. These tribes represented different strengths, talents, and missions, symbolizing the varied facets of the community of Israel. Their lives and legacies are recorded in the book of Genesis, each story adding depth to the identity of the chosen people. From Reuben's instability to Judah's leadership, each tribe played a role that contributed to Israel's collective narrative and sense of purpose in the divine plan. The legacy of these 12 tribes extends far beyond the borders of ancient Israel, as they came to symbolize unity, identity, and continuity for the Jewish people. Over centuries, the stories of the 12 tribes have remained central to Jewish tradition, their narratives weaving together the past, present, and future of Israel. This lasting legacy reminds believers of the enduring promise God made to Abraham, a promise that would not only shape a nation but also serve as a testament to faith and resilience throughout generations. Jacob and Israel. Jacob's journey to becoming the father of the 12 tribes is a tale of transformation and divine purpose. Known initially as Jacob, his life was marked by both struggle and perseverance. In a pivotal moment, he wrestled with an angel, a supernatural encounter that symbolized his intense commitment to seeking God's favor. After this struggle, Jacob's name was changed to Israel, which means one who wrestles with God. This name change was not only a personal milestone, but also the spiritual foundation for the nation of Israel, as it signified God's blessing and his role as the patriarch of a chosen people. The story of Jacob is rooted in family dynamics filled with rivalry, favor, and reconciliation. His relationships with his 12 sons were complex, shaped by his 4 partners, Leah, Rachel, Bilhah, and Zilpah. These family bonds were tested by favoritism, especially toward Joseph, his son with Rachel, whom he deeply loved. The jealous tensions among the brothers, most evident in their betrayal of Joseph, reveal human flaws within the chosen family. Yet, despite these divisions, they eventually united to form the tribes of Israel, highlighting God's power to create unity out of discord. Each of Jacob's sons played a foundational role as the ancestor of one of the 12 tribes, and their stories reflect diverse qualities and virtues. For instance, Judah displayed leadership and courage, qualities that would later establish his tribe as a central one in Israel. Levi's descendants became priests and spiritual leaders, emphasizing dedication to divine service. These tribal roles and identities became more than family ties. They transformed into spiritual symbols, giving each tribe a unique role in the overarching narrative of Israel. The struggles and triumphs of Jacob's family are chronicled in the book of Genesis, providing lessons that have transcended time. The accounts of each son's challenges, such as Reuben's instability and Simeon's fierce temperament, offer symbolic insights into human nature and morality. Jacob's journey from a cunning individual to a faithful patriarch further mirrors the spiritual journey of Israel as a nation, growing from familial discord to divine unity. These stories continue to inspire believers, offering timeless reflections on resilience, transformation, and faith. The covenant that Jacob, now Israel, inherited from Abraham and Isaac was not just a familial promise. It was the foundation of a nation. Jacob's sons embodied the promise God made to him, that his descendants would become a great people. By passing on this covenant, Jacob ensured that the values of faith, obedience, and devotion would be the legacy of Israel. The tribes, therefore, carried forward the identity and the divine purpose that would define their role in history. Through Jacob's story, one sees a journey of divine intervention and the shaping of a people set apart. The very name Israel reminds Jews and Christians alike of the importance of striving toward God's purpose, even amidst life's trials. Jacob's life shows that despite personal weaknesses and family conflicts, God's plans can prevail, turning imperfections into blessings and struggles into a collective identity that endures to this day. Importance and legacy. The legacy of the 12 tribes extends beyond ancient history. They represent core symbols of identity, unity, and purpose within the faith traditions of Judaism and Christianity. Through the Old Testament, these tribes became central to Israel's identity as a people chosen to carry out God's covenant. Their names were invoked to symbolize the unity and strength of Israel, even in times of hardship and exile. Each tribe contributed uniquely to the collective identity, bringing forth virtues such as wisdom, courage, and resilience, values that continue to be celebrated today. Jewish tradition has preserved the legacy of the tribes through rituals, teachings, and festivals. The tribes are a constant reminder of the covenant between God and his people, serving as a foundation for Jewish spirituality and cultural identity. For instance, the festivals of Passover and Sukkot often recall the journey of the Israelites, where each tribe had its role and function. The symbolism of the 12 tribes also endures in Jewish prayers and blessings, reinforcing a sense of belonging to a greater historical and spiritual lineage. For Christians, the tribes hold symbolic importance as they foreshadow the 12 apostles of Jesus, who continued the message of God's covenant through the teachings of the New Testament. This connection between the 12 tribes and the 12 apostles bridges the Old and New Testaments, portraying a continuity in God's purpose across history. The concept of the 12 apostles symbolizing the new Israel adds a layer of theological significance, linking the tribe's legacy to the foundation of the Christian church and the promise of salvation. The cultural impact of the tribes is also evident in the arts, literature, and religious symbolism across various traditions. Their symbols, like Judah's lion or Levi's Urim and Thummim, are woven into religious art and iconography, signifying virtues and values associated with each tribe. These symbols are also found in modern synagogues and Christian iconography, serving as visual reminders of the biblical heritage shared across generations. This artistic legacy keeps the tribe's stories alive, inspiring new expressions of faith and culture. Moreover, the tribe's significance reaches into the realm of prophecy and eschatology, particularly in the books of Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Revelation. Prophecies concerning the tribes often address the gathering of Israel and the ultimate fulfillment of God's promises. For example, Revelation describes the New Jerusalem with 12 gates, each named after one of the tribes, symbolizing completeness and divine order in the restored kingdom of God. This prophetic vision links the tribes to the hope of future redemption, a promise that resonates deeply within both Judaism and Christianity. Thus, the legacy of the 12 tribes endures, influencing believers' sense of identity, values, and purpose. The tribes symbolize a divine structure that reflects God's sovereignty, encompassing aspects of human nature, spiritual growth, and divine purpose. In a world that often feels divided, the story of the tribes offers a timeless message about unity, resilience, and faith in a higher calling that transcends individual differences and unites people under one covenant. Inspired by the rich legacy of the 12 tribes, don't forget to like and share this video so others can journey with us through these timeless stories. Notable tribes. Among the 12 tribes, certain tribes stand out for their unique contributions and characteristics. The tribe of Reuben, for example, was the firstborn of Jacob and Leah. Known for his passionate but often unstable nature, Reuben's legacy reflects a mix of strengths and flaws. As the firstborn, he was initially entitled to the birthright, but his impulsive actions led him to lose this privilege. Reuben's story is a reminder of the weight of responsibility and the consequences of actions, serving as a moral lesson on the importance of character. Judah, the fourth son of Jacob and Leah, is perhaps one of the most celebrated tribes, symbolized by the lion. Judah's story is marked by leadership and courage, qualities that established his tribe as central in Israel's history. From the line of Judah came King David and later, according to Christian belief, Jesus Christ. The Lion of Judah became an enduring symbol of royalty, strength, and resilience, embodying ideals of faith and leadership. For Jews and Christians alike, Judah's legacy signifies the promise of redemption and the continuation of God's covenant through the ages. The tribe of Levi stands out for its dedication to religious service and spiritual leadership. Descendants of Levi became priests and custodians of the temple, responsible for carrying out sacred rituals and preserving the faith. Unlike other tribes, the Levites did not receive a specific portion of land. Instead, they were dispersed across 48 cities in Israel, reflecting their unique role as spiritual leaders. The Levites' legacy continues to impact Jewish religious practices today, particularly through the priestly blessing and the Cohen lineage, underscoring the importance of devotion and spiritual guidance. Simeon, another son of Jacob and Leah, is remembered for his strong and sometimes fierce character. His tribe was associated with acts of violence, particularly in the story of the revenge against Shechem, which led to their eventual dispersion and integration with other tribes. This legacy illustrates the impact of unchecked anger and the potential for redemption, as the tribe was later absorbed and softened within the collective identity of Israel. Simeon's story serves as a reminder of the need for balance between justice and mercy. The tribe of Joseph is unique, as it was divided into two tribes, Ephraim and Manasseh. Joseph's life was marked by dreams, betrayal, and ultimately, forgiveness and prosperity. Elevated to power in Egypt, Joseph saved his family during famine, establishing Ephraim and Manasseh as significant tribes within Israel. These tribes represent abundance and the power of reconciliation, embodying the values of resilience, forgiveness, and divine favor. Joseph's legacy continues to be a symbol of God's provision and the triumph over adversity. Benjamin, the youngest son of Jacob and Rachel, is symbolized by the wolf, reflecting courage and ferocity. Known for their bravery, the tribe of Benjamin produced warriors who played crucial roles in defending Israel. Despite their small size, The tribe's strategic significance and military prowess made them a force in Israel's history. The story of Benjamin's tribe illustrates that even the smallest among a people can have a significant impact, exemplifying the power of determination and valor within the collective identity of Israel. Tribes of Israel and their symbols. Each of the 12 tribes of Israel carried a unique symbol that reflected the character, values, and historical legacy of its patriarch. The tribe of Reuben, for example, bore the symbol of mandrakes, a plant associated with fertility and desire in ancient cultures. Reuben's life was marked by both promise and instability. As the eldest, he initially held the birthright, but lost it due to impulsive actions. The mandrake symbol reminds us of his struggle with desires and his potential, a mix of strength and weakness. Reuben's story serves as a cautionary tale on the importance of self-discipline and responsibility. Simeon's tribe was represented by a symbol of a tower and walls, emphasizing strength and a fierce disposition. Simeon's fierce nature led him and his brother Levi to take violent revenge against the city of Shechem, a decision that marked his tribe with a legacy of wrath. Over time, Simeon's tribe was dispersed and absorbed into Judah and other tribes, reflecting the consequences of unchecked anger. This symbol reminds believers of the dangers of vengeance and the value of forgiveness, qualities that resonate within the broader spiritual journey of Israel. The Levites, known for their role in religious leadership, carried the symbols of the Urim and Thummim, mysterious stones used for divine decision-making. As the tribe dedicated to priestly duties, the Levites were spread across Israel without a designated land inheritance, emphasizing their role as spiritual leaders rather than landowners. The Urim and Thummim became symbols of divine guidance and discernment, reflecting the Levites' commitment to serving God and leading the people in worship. This legacy of devotion continues to influence Jewish religious practices today, as the Levites represent wisdom, faith, and humility. The lion was the powerful symbol of the tribe of Judah, representing strength, royalty, and bravery. Judah's tribe produced the Davidic line of kings, including King David himself, and, according to Christian belief, Jesus. The Lion of Judah has become one of the most enduring symbols of faith, leadership, and divine promise. This symbol encapsulates the qualities of resilience and strength that have come to define Judah's role in Israel's history. Even today, the lion represents hope and continuity for those who look to the lineage of Judah for inspiration. Zebulun's tribe was symbolized by a ship, reflecting the tribe's connection to trade and commerce. Positioned near the coast, Zebulun became known for its role in trade and maritime activities, bringing prosperity through connections with other cultures. The symbol of the ship represents opportunity, adventure, and wealth, qualities that defined Zebulun's role in the economy of ancient Israel. This legacy serves as a reminder of the importance of engaging with the world while remaining true to one's values, a theme that resonates in both religious and secular interpretations of Zebulun's story. Issachar's symbol was the sun and moon, representing knowledge and understanding of times and seasons. Known for their wisdom, the tribe of Issachar held expertise in astronomy and the Israelite calendar, playing a significant role in the cultural and spiritual life of Israel. The sun and moon embody a deep connection to divine knowledge and guidance, underscoring Issachar's reputation for insight. Their legacy continues to inspire those who seek wisdom and discernment, reminding believers of the importance of knowledge and timing in fulfilling divine purposes. Significance of the number 12. The number 12 holds deep symbolic significance in the Bible, often associated with completeness, authority, and divine government. The 12 tribes of Israel, for example, collectively represent the fullness of God's chosen people and the covenant He made with Abraham. This completeness can be seen in how each tribe contributes uniquely to the nation's identity, symbolizing unity and diversity. Throughout the Old Testament, the 12 tribes served as the foundation for Israel's society, laws, and governance, embodying the order and structure that God intended for His people. In the New Testament, the number 12 continues to symbolize authority and divine order through the 12 apostles chosen by Jesus. These apostles served as the foundation of the early Christian church, representing a continuation of the symbolism established by the 12 tribes. Just as the tribes established the nation of Israel, the apostles laid the groundwork for the Christian faith, spreading the teachings of Jesus across the known world. The number 12, therefore, unites both Judaism and Christianity, symbolizing a shared foundation of spiritual leadership and divine guidance. The number 12 also appears in the prophetic visions of Revelation, where it is associated with the New Jerusalem, a city with 12 gates and 12 foundations. Each gate bears the name of one of the 12 tribes, while each foundation is dedicated to an apostle. This imagery reinforces the notion of divine order and completeness, suggesting that both the Old and New Covenants will be fulfilled in the kingdom of God. The number 12 thus becomes a symbol of eternal unity and the fulfillment of God's promises to both Israel and the Church, linking earthly history to a divine future. The association of 12 with the calendar also emphasizes its significance, as the 12 months of the year represent a full cycle of time, mirroring the completeness found in the tribes and apostles. This connection between time and divine structure underscores the idea that God's order permeates all aspects of life, from daily rhythms to spiritual governance. The 12 months remind believers of the importance of balance, seasons, and spiritual progression, as each month offers a new opportunity for growth and reflection. In both religious and cultural contexts, the number 12 has influenced various traditions and rituals. In Judaism, the significance of the 12 tribes continues to be celebrated in festivals and teachings, serving as a reminder of the covenant between God and Israel. Similarly, Christian symbolism of the apostles often reflects the importance of divine authority and the spreading of faith. Across centuries, the number 12 has remained a symbol of completeness, divine guidance, and the unbreakable covenant between God and His people. Ultimately, the number 12 represents more than a historical or religious marker. It embodies a timeless spiritual truth about divine governance and purpose. From the tribes of Israel to the apostles of the New Testament, 12 stands as a testament to God's commitment to His people and His plan for unity, order, and redemption. This profound symbolism invites believers to view their faith as part of a larger, divinely orchestrated plan that transcends generations. The 12 sons of Jacob. The 12 sons of Jacob, who became the patriarchs of the 12 tribes, each have a unique story and role within the lineage of Israel. Reuben, the firstborn, was expected to inherit leadership, but his impetuous actions led him to lose his birthright, symbolizing the consequences of impulsivity. Simeon and Levi, the next in line, were known for their fierce tempers, particularly in their actions against the city of Shechem, reflecting the dangers of uncontrolled anger. These early stories reveal the complexity and humanity of the tribes, showing that even within God's chosen people, personal flaws coexist with divine purpose. Judah, the fourth son, emerged as a natural leader and was later honored as the tribe from which the royal line of David descended. His leadership qualities are evident in his willingness to take responsibility and act with bravery, setting him apart from his brothers. Judah's story reflects themes of repentance and redemption, especially as he intervened to save his brother Benjamin. These characteristics became defining features of the tribe of Judah, symbolizing strength, courage, and leadership, a legacy that resonates strongly within both Jewish and Christian traditions. Levi's tribe took on a distinct role within Israel, as the descendants of Levi were designated as priests and temple servants. The Levites' dedication to religious duties set them apart from other tribes, emphasizing the importance of worship, sacrifice, and spiritual leadership. Without a designated land inheritance, the Levites lived in various cities across Israel, serving as spiritual guides and teachers. Their role underscores the value of service to God and community, a legacy that remains central to Jewish worship practices today. Joseph, often considered the most favored son of Jacob, was given a double portion through his two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh. Joseph's life of betrayal, suffering, and ultimate redemption is one of the most moving stories in the Old Testament. His wisdom and forgiveness became a source of blessing, not only for his family, but for Egypt during a time of famine. The tribes of Ephraim and Manasseh inherited Joseph's legacy of resilience and faith, each playing a significant role within Israel. This dual inheritance reflects God's generosity and the restoration of hope. Benjamin, the youngest of Jacob's sons, was closely connected to his brother Joseph and became known for his courage in battle. His tribe produced skilled warriors who protected Israel in times of need, and though small in size, Benjamin's tribe held a significant place within the nation's military history. The tribe's wolf symbol, representing ferocity and strength, embodies Benjamin's role as a protector. Benjamin's legacy speaks to the power of loyalty, bravery, and the importance of standing strong despite challenges. These 12 sons, with their virtues and flaws, collectively embody the human experience within the framework of God's covenant. Each tribe's story, from Reuben's fall to Judah's rise and Levi's service, shows how God can work through imperfections to fulfill his promises. These legacies remind believers that divine purpose often unfolds through trials, growth, and transformation, offering a profound example of how God's plan can shape individuals and entire communities. Inheritance of the tribes. The inheritance of the 12 tribes of Israel was central to the fulfillment of God's promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. When the Israelites finally entered the Promised Land after years of wandering in the desert, each tribe received a designated portion of land, marking the completion of their journey and the beginning of their nationhood. This allocation was not random but divinely directed, reflecting the distinct roles and purposes of each tribe within Israel. The land became both a source of sustenance and a sacred heritage, cementing each tribe's place in the history of God's people. Each territory granted to the tribes also highlighted their unique identities and roles. For instance, Judah's territory was one of the largest, reflecting its prominence and leadership. Positioned centrally, Judah's land included Jerusalem, a city that would later become the heart of Jewish worship and the center of religious and political life. Ephraim and Manasseh, Joseph's sons, received particularly fertile and expansive territories, fulfilling the blessing given to Joseph by Jacob. This inheritance demonstrated God's favor and the importance of each tribe's contribution to Israel's stability and prosperity. The Levites, however, did not receive a single territorial inheritance like the other tribes. Instead, they were given 48 cities spread throughout the land, underscoring their role as spiritual leaders and teachers. This dispersion allowed the Levites to provide religious guidance across Israel, fostering unity and continuity in worship practices. Their inheritance was their sacred duty to God, a unique role that reinforced the tribe's spiritual responsibility. Through their presence, they served as a reminder of God's covenant and the centrality of faith in Israel's daily life. The tribal inheritances were also symbolic of divine justice and order. The boundaries, laid out in the book of Joshua, highlighted the importance of structure and accountability within God's people. Each tribe's allotment served as both a blessing and a responsibility, as they were entrusted with cultivating, protecting, and honoring their designated lands. This distribution created a balance among the tribes, ensuring that each had the resources needed to prosper while fostering a sense of communal interdependence. The inheritance of land thus became a tangible expression of God's promises and a reminder of their collective duty to uphold His laws. Over time, the division of land among the tribes played a significant role in shaping Israel's social, political, and cultural dynamics. The diverse geography, from the fertile plains of Ephraim to the rugged hills of Judah, created distinct lifestyles and occupations for each tribe. For example, Zebulun's proximity to the coast encouraged trade and interaction with other cultures, while Issachar's fertile valleys supported agriculture. These variations fostered unique tribal identities, yet they all remained united under the shared covenant with God, a testament to the strength of their collective faith. The inheritance of the tribes is a powerful reminder of the role of divine purpose in guiding a community. The land allocations were not merely geographical markers. They symbolized Israel's spiritual journey and the fulfillment of God's promises. The story of these inheritances encourages believers to view life's blessings and responsibilities as sacred trusts, gifts that come with the duty to honor God and serve others. In Israel's history, the tribe's inherited lands became a symbol of unity and resilience, a legacy that continues to inspire a sense of purpose and belonging. Prophecies concerning the tribes. Prophecies related to the 12 tribes of Israel are woven throughout the Old Testament, particularly in the books of Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Jeremiah. These prophecies often concern the restoration of Israel, the gathering of the scattered tribes, and the ultimate fulfillment of God's covenant with his people. For instance, the prophet Isaiah speaks of a time when all tribes will be reunited, creating a vision of hope and redemption for a people who have endured exile and hardship. This message of restoration assures Israel of God's unwavering commitment to them, despite periods of disobedience and separation. One of the most significant prophecies concerning the tribes appears in Ezekiel, who envisions the reconstitution of Israel through the symbolic joining of two sticks, one representing Judah and the other Joseph or Ephraim. This act symbolizes the reunification of the divided northern and southern kingdoms, a powerful image of God's desire for unity among his people. Ezekiel's vision reflects the hope that Israel, though divided and dispersed, will one day be restored as a unified nation under God's rule. This prophecy continues to inspire hope for reconciliation and unity in both religious and cultural contexts. The New Testament also references prophetic imagery involving the tribes, particularly in the book of Revelation. John describes the New Jerusalem with 12 gates, each inscribed with the name of one of the 12 tribes. This vision symbolizes the eternal place of each tribe in the divine plan, emphasizing the idea of completeness and the fulfillment of God's promises. The tribe's presence in the New Jerusalem highlights their significance in the eschatological future, a testament to their enduring role in salvation history and God's ultimate vision of unity and peace. The prophetic emphasis on the tribes underscores the spiritual importance of their unity and collective destiny. These prophecies serve as a reminder that, despite trials, divisions, or exile, God's covenant remains steadfast. The promises of restoration, as foretold by prophets like Isaiah and Ezekiel, instill a sense of hope and resilience, encouraging believers to trust in God's plans for redemption. For many, these prophecies symbolize the potential for renewal, suggesting that even amid hardship, there is always a path back to divine purpose. In Jewish tradition, these prophecies also serve as reminders of the significance of each tribe's role within the nation of Israel. They inspire a continuous connection to heritage and identity, especially during times of dispersion or persecution. For Christians, these prophecies hold an added layer of meaning, symbolizing the fulfillment of God's promises through the coming of Jesus and the establishment of the church. The tribes, therefore, are seen as part of a broader, ongoing story that reflects God's redemptive plans. Ultimately, the prophecies surrounding the tribes offer timeless lessons about faith, endurance, and the power of divine promises. The tribes' stories, from their formation to their eventual restoration, remind believers of the resilience required to follow God's path. This prophetic vision of unity, healing, and fulfillment encourages a spiritual journey that transcends individual tribes, uniting all believers in a shared hope for the future. The 12 Gates of Jerusalem. The 12 Gates of Jerusalem, as described in the book of Revelation, serve as a powerful symbol of Israel's divine heritage and the promise of eternal unity. Each gate bears the name of one of the 12 tribes of Israel, emphasizing the inclusivity and completeness of God's kingdom. These gates represent more than physical entry points. They symbolize a welcoming invitation for each tribe, and by extension, all people of faith, to enter into God's presence. This vision of the New Jerusalem reflects the fulfillment of God's promises, portraying an image of unity, peace, and divine order. Each of the 12 gates signifies the unique contribution of the respective tribe to the legacy of Israel. The Lion of Judah, the wisdom of Issachar, the priestly service of Levi, all these virtues are symbolically welcomed into the New Jerusalem, showcasing the diversity within the unity of God's people. This arrangement also honors the individuality of each tribe, affirming that their distinct qualities and roles remain valuable in the divine plan. The gates, therefore, serve as a reminder of both unity and diversity within God's kingdom, celebrating the unique contributions of each part of Israel. The 12 gates are also symbolic of the global and eternal nature of God's kingdom. In Jewish and Christian eschatology, Jerusalem is more than a physical city. It represents the culmination of God's covenant and the place where His presence will dwell eternally. The gates provide an image of accessibility and openness, suggesting that God's kingdom is not exclusive but open to all who seek Him. This vision of the 12 gates reinforces the idea of inclusion and equality, offering a hopeful message for those who long for a place within God's eternal home. In Jewish tradition, the gates of Jerusalem have historical significance as well, representing points of entry for worshippers coming to the temple. These gates served as symbols of both protection and welcome, embodying the sacred connection between God and His people. This imagery is reflected in the vision of the New Jerusalem, where each gate serves as a conduit for communion with God. For Christians, the 12 gates also signify the fulfillment of Jesus' promise that He is the way to eternal life, further uniting the Old and New Testaments through this powerful symbol. The gates' names reflect the spiritual journey of Israel as a nation and the resilience of each tribe through centuries of challenges and exiles. By placing the names of the tribes on the gates of the New Jerusalem, the vision honors Israel's history and affirms the lasting relevance of the tribes in the ultimate divine plan. This continuity symbolizes the enduring promise that God made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, a promise that finds its fullest expression in the eternal city, where God's presence will dwell with His people forever. In a broader sense, the 12 gates of Jerusalem inspire believers to reflect on the concepts of belonging and access to the divine. Just as each tribe's name is inscribed on a gate, each person is invited to enter into a relationship with God, regardless of background or history. This vision encourages a sense of spiritual belonging and unity, reminding believers that God's promises are open to all who seek Him, creating a powerful message of hope, inclusion, and eternal purpose. Spirituality and cultural significance of the tribes. The 12 tribes hold immense spiritual and cultural significance in both Jewish and Christian traditions. For Jews, the tribes are a foundational part of their identity, representing both a historical legacy and a spiritual calling. Each tribe's unique qualities and roles within Israel's history are celebrated through rituals, prayers, and festivals that honor their contributions. The tribes serve as symbols of heritage, strength, and resilience, and their stories are interwoven into the Jewish experience, reinforcing a shared sense of identity that has survived generations. Jewish spirituality places great importance on the idea of a collective identity rooted in the tribes. Prayers often reference the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, reminding worshippers of their connection to the covenant and the patriarchs. Festivals such as Passover and Sukkot also recall the journey of the Israelites, with each tribe contributing to the formation of the nation. The tribe's stories of triumph and struggle resonate deeply within Jewish culture, providing examples of faith, perseverance, and divine guidance that continue to inspire today. For Christians, the 12 tribes also carry significant symbolic weight, representing the foundation of God's chosen people in the Old Testament and foreshadowing the 12 apostles in the New Testament. The continuity between the tribes and apostles highlights the unity of God's plan across time, illustrating how the Old and New Covenants are interwoven. Many Christians view the tribes as a metaphor for the diversity within the church, with each tribe representing a unique strength or characteristic that contributes to the body of Christ. The cultural impact of the tribes extends to various forms of art, literature, and religious symbolism. Their symbols, such as Judah's lion or Levi's priestly garments, are prominent in religious art, reminding believers of the virtues associated with each tribe. These symbols serve as visual representations of biblical values, appearing in synagogues, churches, and religious manuscripts. The artistic portrayal of the tribes preserves their stories and allows each generation to connect with their legacy, keeping the tribe's influence alive through creative expression. The tribe's stories have also influenced modern spirituality, as their narratives offer timeless lessons about character, leadership, and resilience. Figures like Judah, known for courage and repentance, or Joseph, a symbol of forgiveness and divine favor, provide moral and spiritual examples for believers. These stories inspire individuals to reflect on their own lives, encouraging personal growth and a deeper understanding of God's purposes. The 12 tribes continue to serve as archetypes of faith, guiding believers in their own spiritual journeys. In a world where cultural and spiritual identity are often tested, the legacy of the tribes offers a powerful reminder of the strength found in community and shared values. Their stories, filled with both triumphs and failures, resonate as examples of how faith and resilience can shape a people. For both Jews and Christians, the 12 tribes represent a shared spiritual heritage that encourages unity, purpose, and a commitment to the covenant, inviting each generation to find meaning and strength in their enduring legacy. Reflecting on the legacy of the 12 tribes of Israel invites us to see how God's promises unfold across generations, even through struggle and imperfection. Each tribe, with its unique role and character, exemplifies aspects of faith, resilience, and dedication, reminding us that everyone has a place in God's plan. Just as the tribes of Israel were given lands to nurture and responsibilities to uphold, so too are we called to cultivate our gifts and serve our communities with purpose. Their stories are a testament to the strength of a shared identity rooted in faith, a legacy that offers hope and unity in a world often divided. Are you ready to carry forward the lessons of the tribes, to find your role in a larger, divine story? If you want to keep exploring the spiritual significance of these ancient symbols, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to stay connected.